Hi, welcome to this video. Before we continue with our discussion, I've got something to offer. One is a chair with the tag I know. Another chair with the tag I don't know. Now you have 5 seconds to think and decide which chair would you want to opt for yourself. Hope by now you must have decided which chair would you want to opt. And in case you ask me, I'll definitely suggest I don't know. This chair gives immense possibilities to keep learning. Here is a short guide to presentation skills. We start with picture on the screen. What do you think? Is the person really confident and comfortable standing in front of the audience behind the mic? Does not seem so. The body is timid, the legs are shrunk up, some sort of shivers are also seen, and some paper reading is happening, and the eyes are not towards the audience but they are tossed upwards. So definitely this person is not comfortable standing in front of an audience for a presentation. There is a research which says after violent death, most people fear public speaking more than anything else in life. Great speakers are not born, they are most definitely trained. This is what Dale Carnegie said. And we are here in this discussion for doing or achieving the same. Why give a presentation? That's the biggest question. So it can be used as an information tool wherein you declare some results or you inform the audience. It can be used for persuasion, to convince, to sway, to influence, to win over. So I really like these two talkative pigeons. Or it can be used to educate, like we do presentations on a daily basis as a teacher. We educate, we sell, we give demonstrations. Or lastly, if you think entertainment, yes, we do use presentations for entertainment as well. Now, since we know the why of giving a presentation, we definitely need to plan for a presentation as well. So that planning requires 5 key questions to ask yourself. And they are, what are your presentation's objective? Who is your audience? What content are you going to include? And once you have decided upon that, how much time do you have? What visual aids will you use? Once we are thorough with this homework, then we can start writing a presentation. In terms of writing the presentation, there is a difference between script and notes. So always write notes. Example, maybe it can be done on an index card. Never rely on writing the whole presentation and simply reading it out. That will never work. Plan out the presentation to get a smooth flow of ideas. Think extra hard about an engaging introduction and a memorable conclusion. When it comes to using technology, we have a lot of options these days. So, the 5 major types of technologies for most modern day presentations are number one, light, to enable the audience to see with clarity. Please check that. Microphone, never rely on increasing your amplitude. Rather, use microphone to broadcast the voice. Remote, if you would want to be a part of the audience and advance the slides for the presentation, you can use a slider. PowerPoint, this is just a visual accompaniment for your speech, not a replacement to you. So use PowerPoint wherever you have any multimedia to be shown. And lastly, the digital whiteboard. So to really have visual clarity, to demonstrate or maybe to emphasize on one or more principles in the presentation. So this actually can be a provision to have real-time visual communication. Now, once we are thorough with them, definitely there are some add-ons. These can be a savior if they are there in your bag. One is this. Can you identify it? HDMI to VGA converter. Next is the HDMI cable itself. Yeah. When you go to a new place, you may find a situation wherein you don't have an HDMI cable. So this can be a handy thing. A Bluetooth speaker. This comes really handy if there is some audio challenge at the place wherein you are visiting. To keep it ready in your bag. And then definitely you may require this pen drive. Little device, but can be a big savior. So these are few of the add-ons. In case you go to a new place, keep these in your bag. Now, while you're delivering presentations, practice, practice, practice. Be enthusiastic from the very start to the very end. Body language and posture really matters a lot. So you have to be considerate about it. Your voice is your best tool. Modulate it as much as possible so that the audience does not lose interest. And watch your pace. It might be that you are in a haste to just complete the presentation, but then the audience might be feeling like, oh my God, what a bouncer is going on. So it's better to watch your pace. Ask the audience whether they are able to comprehend with the pace which is being used by you while you are delivering the session. Maintain your pace. Now, this is very tricky. When it comes to the question and answer session, people do get a lot of butterflies. So be prepared, that is key. How do you respond matters the most. There might be a question for which you don't have an answer. So instead of reacting, maybe you can pose the question back to the audience. Maybe someone responds to it. Else, ask the audience, maybe seek an apology in that case, that you're not prepared with that particular point which you have asked. Maybe give me some time, I'll come back to you with an answer. But the way you respond matters a lot. And then lastly, never ever make up answers if you're unsure. The audience is very, very smart. Now, coming to overcoming nerves, definitely we may get jittery while we are climbing those stairs up to the dais, and we may have a lot of anxiety also. So, overcoming nerves becomes very important. Presentation nerves can be made positive, and for that, preparation is definitely the key. Prepare your presentation well, think positively, and use relaxation techniques. I think in India, Three Idiots has taught a lot. So, all is well, all is well, all is well. Just to relax yourself. Use such techniques, or maybe breathe in, breathe out, or have water, or get into a conversation which is not or nowhere related to the presentation which you're going to have. This is something which I came across from a website named brightcarbon.com, a very nicely made diagram of confidence versus enthusiasm while you're giving the presentations. So, in the center, we definitely want to be natural, expressive, enthusiastic, and friendly, but the presenter can be lazy, overconfident, nervous, or intense. So, if the presenter is lazy, definitely leaning against the screen or sitting down might be possible, but try to avoid that. If you're sitting with, or if you're standing with crossed arms, or you are overly using your gestures, definitely that is like overconfidence, which is actually coming out. And in case if you're nervous, you will definitely want to run away from that stage. So you're pacing up, try to slow yourself down. You're standing with like arms locked, so straight arms. So use gesture. I think that really matters a lot. And you're with your back to the audience. No, never ever do that. Slumped shoulders is another which can be avoided. So be confident, look confident. It can be really intense if you look into the eyes of a particular person in the audience. So avoid prolonged eye contact. You may watch all the members who are there in the hall, but don't target one or two people and have a prolonged eye contact with them. Or it might happen that you are speaking and gazing continuously to maybe a single spot in the hall. So you may try to avoid that as well. There are five top tips which I would want to share at this point of time. Let your interest and enthusiasm shine through, not from the beginning, not from the end, but all throughout. A strong introduction and conclusion will focus your audience. Practice your presentation and watch your timing. Use PowerPoint and other visuals or like Prezi or technological resources, but only if they add some value. So multimedia to be used only if it adds some value, and aim to enjoy the experience. To sum up, here are the key takeaway points. New mindset will definitely give new results. So, preparation is the key. Practice, practice, practice as much as possible. Reframe anxiety, convert it into more optimism, or I can say positivity. Fake it till you make it, the American way of doing the things. Use techniques to help you feel calmer. Thank you.